So, wanted to talk about some, major revelations we've had since last night. Um, we were talking a lot about our mindset on money. And over the past year or so, we've come to a lot of realizations about money and that have influenced, I guess, pretty much like our entire path that we've been building over the past year. Um, pretty, pretty basic stuff that um, we see money plays a really big role in essentially the indentured servitude of humanity, and um, it's inspired us to do the things we're doing in education and the entertainment industry and marketing, and most importantly, finance. That's where we're starting. That's where we're focused on the most. That's where we're making the most progress. And it kind of hit me like, um, this, uh, I guess, ideology we discovered last year called freeism, which is rethinking economics, really, really inspired me. And um, in our efforts to, I guess, see our future and start building towards it, we got a little mixed up and started living like that future. I would say partially living and mostly communicating like that future is possible right now, but there's a lot we still have to build and other people have to finish building to get to the point where, you know, it goes from ideology to reality. And, as how every, vision project works, you have to build it. And
Yeah. Well, and we
yeah,
thought we had to live it for it to work, for us to really understand it and to walk the walk and not be a hypocrite. And I had a very unhealthy relationship with money at the time, so I was looking for something different because I tended to just hoard money, to want to be generous but have covert contracts, and to not want to ever accept help, and but then be in positions where I would receive or ask for help financially, and um, just I hated money because I'd never seemed to have enough of it. Like that was my mindset at the time.
yeah. And, in all fairness, like, I had an unhealthy relationship with productivity. So it was always difficult for me to be consistent with money in my life. And that being said, I was so obsessed with efficiency that I eventually fell into the trap of becoming inefficient in a world that rewards productivity. And we've both been working through these things, and it just kind of hit us that, the world we're trying to build towards that doesn't ostracize or demonize people like me or creatives that are looking to make a career in creativity, which is high risk, high reward, help it middle out a little bit. We realized, we live that lifestyle just to see that it could functionally work, but it's really inefficient to live that lifestyle if you're not like independently wealthy. And I think most importantly, it was our way of communicating the vision we have for the future of money, the way we distribute it and manage it, and who we trust with, our monetary systems. Um, we came across overly harsh, and even those words, I feel like were affecting um, how we handled money, because we're in a spot where we do need money. And the irony is we talked about hating money. We talked about money being a bad thing, money being slavery. And I know I personally really resisted any argument to the contrary of slavery being money, or money being slavery. And which is interesting because, the monetary systems are essentially a delegated series of degrees of indentured servitude. The more you have, the easier life becomes.
Yeah.
The less you have, the more productive you need to become.
Yep.
And it's just interesting that a fly flew into my eye. That in our revelations of realizing the role that money plays, which is no different than, the role sex plays in slavery, the role work or labor plays in slavery. Like, we don't want to say that things like work or labor or sex are akin to slavery, but we became comfortable saying that money was literally slavery.
When really all of them can be used unhealthily. All of them can
Yep.
be negative energies, but they don't have to be. They're most of those, if not all of them, they're neutral, and it's just how they're used. They're tools,
Yeah.
and it just depends on how they're used.
Yeah.
They're different values.
That's for sure. I really resisted seeing money as a neutral thing with just as much power for positive as it was for negative.
Especially when we really believe in the sharing economy, and we believe that there are so many ways where freeism works, where
Yeah.
We still want a future where there's less capitalism, less industrialism.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so let's be
it's
clear
not
about
just
that.
like
Like, we
hate
don't, yeah,
on-
we want to get rid of industrialism. I mean, capitalism has its places, and especially right now. And I've been blown away by a lot of these conscious capitalists, and especially that video that we found of the one gal who's,
Oh yeah.
doing
What's her name,
amazing
like
things.
Nikki Agrawal or something like that.
Something like that,
I
yeah.
butchered that, but something like that.
But yeah, so there's a lot of good that can be done with this stuff, and ironically, like, even freeism requires money to try and create a world, like a moneyless world, which is really, really interesting. It's using algorithms, and I mean, money is an algorithm, in a sense. Like, money is an analog algorithm, and freeism is about creating a world where we look at money differently. We have all the same results as money, but replacing trading currency with smarter algorithms, which is the same thing as, smart budgeting. Money makes us think in order to optimize that algorithm, because it's an analog algorithm. It requires us to think like a bicycle, but, a motorcycle may be a little bit less efficient than a bicycle, maybe considerably less efficient than a bicycle, but it also doesn't require us to think as much, and it has more power.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what stood out to me about freeism, but we're at a place where it's like, the way we're communicating with it is still several years ahead of where freeism actually is. So, in my efforts to really be on board with freeism, I've inadvertently demonized money prematurely, because money is never really, like, in a way, those algorithms are going to become the new idea of money. It's going to level thing, and just the way cryptocurrencies now have leveled up the way we think about money, and that's going to in the future as well. But I definitely think that I went astray and had to learn this lesson that
Because it affects every part of our life, like all of our decisions. It's one of those core things.
money, yeah. But it doesn't necessarily have to consume us, and we don't have to be living life for it or in need of it. But yet, like, even though we've gotten over our want for money, we've only become more aware of our need for money.
Yeah, and it's all a journey. You know, I've definitely gotten rid of a lot of my entitlements or a lot of my consumerist ideals regarding certain things that I thought that I needed that are really just wants. And I, I'm glad for that. And it's okay to be like, oh, I changed my mind, or oh, I experimented with this, but I'm actually realizing like I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Like it's totally fine to, you know, failure is good because it means you're growing. It means you're constantly learning and working and moving forward, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I think this is a really good thing. Like I've felt a lot of, positive mindset switches since last night. I mean, that was really embarrassing for me to admit that it wasn't that I made this realization after like getting new information or new data. Like I just focused on it and saw clearly what other people had been telling me for quite a while, and I just hadn't had the confidence to believe that what we were building, you know, is good, but also at the same, I wasn't strong enough to believe that that's good, as well as, needing money is not bad, and money is not bad. The want of money, like Adam Smith says, can be very dangerous, and that's, you know, the need of money is supposed to be what motivates us to be more efficient with our lives. And we're at this point now where we're
figure out priorities, and
Yep.
yeah, I can see that.
So we're at this point now where it's like we need to become more efficient with our lives, and we can't do that without, thinking about money differently.
And we also really believe in manifesting. And if you hate what you need to, what you're hoping to receive to make the world a better place, like you're just slowing yourself down.
Yeah, for sure.
Ask the universe for what you want while also working on yourself to reach that goal.
A very pragmatic type of manifestation. Yeah, very practical. Balancing and finding harmony with beliefs and effort.
It's not just sitting and praying. That's not what I mean.
Yeah, not just, affirmations to the universe, but literally working on the weakest part of ourselves. And that's it. I'm understanding like everything we want to do would be easier to do with money, even to get it started and to get it self-sufficient. And we've known that from the get-go.
And with how generous we are, like, it would be really nice to be able to,
help others rather than being helped.
And also, like, there are different types of value and different things that we can offer. We can offer our time and our expertise and our ears and so many different things.
Yeah.
But also to be able to give monetarily as well.
Yeah, that's another thing that was interesting about Freeism. It helped us really see value aside from money, and that value comes first. Money is just a way for us to literally objectify value. So de-objectifying value has helped us to understand that, there are some things we can get that, are so much more valuable than money, and there are some things that, like, bringing money into the mix of it can really screw it up.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, making these realizations and then focusing back in on, we do need money. We can't hate money. Like, we can hate money, but it doesn't serve us to do that. And it's like, I definitely see how we've repulsed our ability to be productive by literally just the way we communicate about money, which ironically wasn't completely wrong. Like, we were not wrong, but we were wrong in the sense of, like, right now. Like, in the big picture, we're not wrong. But in the right now, like, we were objectively wrong in the way we communicated money.
Yeah, for
and we made a lot of decisions based on that, specifically regarding, like, who we were going to help and how we were going to receive help. And I really see that, we are ahead of our time in the way we're thinking and trying to build things, but we also can't project that upon other people.
Yeah.
Like, we have to show other people what we're doing first, and we have to build it and to even show them. So it's like, it's interesting. It's almost like we time traveled and forgot what exists in the right now and took some things for granted. That's kind of what it feels like sometimes. So yeah, just wanted to document this, get that out there. Really, really excited about the things to come. Really, really excited to show anybody seeing this more of what we're planning to do.
Yeah.
But mostly just wanted to say that it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to be embarrassed. Like, I was super embarrassed last night that, like, I didn't see this, but ironically, like, I had everything I needed to see it. All the data was there. I just didn't focus in on the right area and let myself believe that I don't have to believe in freeism to want to work on it, because it's mathematical. It's not about belief. It's not one of those, it's not really an ideal. I use that word to describe it. It's just probability. It's math, and it can happen, and it'll exist when people are ready for it. The more the people we're working with build it, and that's kind of the beauty of it. It'll be there and ready when humanity needs it, but at the same time, humanity has to want something in order to use it, and building something people need means you need to help them want it. And right now we live in a world that wants money, so we can't be opposed to that and also trying to sell people on something better to want.
Give them something else, offer them something better, and then they can make that choice.
Yep. If you want to convince people to play a different version of the game, you got to beat the game first. And that's it.